Hey, hey, hey. Welcome back to the Buddz podcast. This is episode 4. I'm Cody.
This is Raul.
And today we want to talk about vision and having a vision. And I actually went and looked in the dictionary, my iPhone dictionary, the Google dictionary. And the second definition is the one that we're going to be talking about, is essentially the ability to think about or plan the future with imagination or wisdom. And I know that's the literal definition, but I'm curious, what does having a vision mean to you in your own words?
Shit. Well, first of all, I hope everyone's having a good day. And if not, I hope you have a good day. And I hope we fucking give you some good knowledge, maybe. Hopefully, right?
Yeah.
But vision, shit. Like having a vision for myself, you know, kind of seeing the bigger picture, what I want down the road in life, like the end goal kind of thing. That's a big part of vision for me, is just seeing myself and the kind of house that I want, and, you know, the cars that I want, and just living the life that I kind of want. Just seeing that end picture is kind of what drives me. So having vision, like breaking down that vision, I think, you know, what you got to do on a daily basis to kind of attain those steps to the, you know, potentially after, you know, getting to the levels to get to where you want in life, you know. And everybody obviously has got different goals, different vision of what they want in life. But I think, you know, planning out your day and sticking to a routine, and like having that discipline to sticking to that routine, and just telling yourself, like, this is what I want to do, this is how I'm going to get here. And if you come across, you know, a shitty job, a shitty situation, something that's going to break you, just keep that end goal in sight, in mind, and just, like, you know, brush off any kind of negativity that you think is going to shy you away from your vision. Sometimes it's going to change, but I think at the end of the day, your main vision should stick to, like, a ultimate bigger picture rather than, like, small things. But adding, you know, smaller steps to it, like I said, doing little things here every day, I think that will get you to where you want to go eventually, because those little steps add up, and they all get big, and then, you know, stacking little W's is how I see it. Daily
Right.
W's turn into big W's, and you make yourself feel accomplished, and then you kind of feel proud of yourself at the end of the day.
Right. Yeah,
But
I agree with that. What inspired you to, like, create a vision? Or did it, like, come to you in, like, a vision, like a dream or something?
not necessarily a dream. I think what inspired me to, like, dream big and have, like, a vision for myself, and, like, knowing what I actually want, is the stuff that I've been through in my life, kind of thing. Just shitty situations, always knowing that I don't ever want to go back to certain situations or feel them.
Right.
And then that is, like, my ultimate drive, really. It's just, like, not wanting to feel things that I felt at one point in my life.
Yeah, I was thinking, when I thought of that question for you, I thought to myself, when did I create a vision? And I was like, I was in a place I didn't want to be.
Yeah.
So I had to use my imagination to
Get out of it, kind of.
yeah, to get out of it mentally, to say, like, this is where I would like to be, because
So you kind of got to see yourself out of it, and then work little steps to get yourself out of it.
right.
Like, there's certainly steps to it, and I think seeing yourself out of a situation is probably, like, the first big one you
Yeah.
got to do there.
Yeah, because
But I think,
I was gonna say, if you just can't see yourself out of the situation, then it's just gonna be repetitive, and you're gonna stay in that
Yeah.
situation. So it was important for me to have a strong imagination and remind myself of that imagination and become more descriptive with it, essentially, so I could see it better in my mind.
yeah.
So how important is it to have a vision, and why? And what does having a vision help with?
Like, having a vision is important because it helps you kind of push through every day, like I said. And then, like, at the end of the day, you have that end goal that you want. And it's whether you know you got to accept that it's not going to happen fucking overnight, kind of thing.
Right.
And so having that vision for yourself is, for me personally, is like self-motivating.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, that's what I want, and I can't settle for anything less than what I want.
Mm-hmm.
And if I shoot big and if I fall a little short, like, I'm probably still my vision where I end up, I feel like I'm going to end up somewhere where I don't mind being, because I'm shooting big, and if I fall short, like, it's going to be kind of like, okay, still.
Right.
But having that vision, I think, is like, and puts yourself in a routine almost. And if you don't have a routine, you're kind of just approaching every day kind of like a zombie almost. You don't really know what you want out of that day.
Right.
And when you kind of set yourself with, like, a vision daily or weekly, you kind of have these goals that you have to attain, and then you attain those goals and you feel proud of yourself, you know.
Right.
But if you don't have any kind of visions, big or small, like, I feel like you're just gonna walk around like a zombie and kind of be lost of what you actually want.
Yeah, no, I think, to expand on what you're saying, like, because I agree with it, that the overall big picture in your mind of like where you would like to be is like what allows you to decide how you want to go about your daily life, because you can like recognize like, well, if I want to be in shape or if I want to gain 10 pounds of muscle, that means I'm going to have to do or even lose 10 pounds of fat.
Yeah, and
that means I'm going to have to do strategic things daily to get to that place. And that might be going on a run, or that might be lifting some weights and eating the right calories, essentially. So you're going to have to probably do some research as well on your goal. And so, like, that's like the end vision. And then it's like, that's, like you said, you're not going to get there overnight. Like, nobody gains 10 pounds of muscle overnight. Nobody loses 10 pounds of fat overnight.
Right.
So, like, when it's almost like that, when you like, dang, like, why am I doing this again in the difficult times? You're like, you can answer that question because you have a vision built for yourself that's in your own mind, essentially. Why am I here at the gym? Why do I even want to, like, oh, I don't feel like going to the gym, but
and
I did say I want to gain some muscle. So
yeah, I feel like before you commit to like trying to change yourself or situation, you gotta like ask yourself some hard questions and really get some mental clarity on why it is you're feeling the way you're feeling and why you want to progress from it and get to the next part of your life. Or whatever it is, like kind of vision and goals you're creating for yourself. Yeah. I think self-evaluating is probably the biggest part you got to do.
Facts, yeah.
I feel like I did a lot of that, and it's just like, there's no one else to blame but me. Like, if I'm not doing something, if I don't like the way I look, or if I don't like the food that I'm eating because of the way it makes me feel, like it's like I'm doing it to myself. Yeah. Like, what am I doing, you know, kind of thing. And I think that's a big question I ask myself a lot. It's just like, what are you doing, like, you know? And like sometimes like. Even like smoking weed all day, sometimes like I feel like I'm less productive because I feel like I'm chill. I did this and I did that. Right. But at the end of the day, I'm like, what are you doing? Like, you know, you really didn't do everything you said you wanted to do today.
Or could have done.
Yeah, or could have done. But
yeah.
Then again,
but
that's
mostly
just like,
the big important, I think, is what you said you were going to do to yourself. Because could have done is potential, and potential is something that's not always tapped fully. So, but it's like you told yourself you wanted to do it and almost felt too content.
Yeah, and I think
happens to me sometimes.
Yeah, being content is something that is easy to fucking do. Like, you just don't even realize how content you really are until you know, self-evaluate a little bit. Like, if you really want to have these big visions, like, okay, the fuck do I need to do? What the fuck do I need to change about my daily habits? Yeah. You know?
Yeah, I think it's important, too, to just for anybody out there who, like, maybe doesn't have a vision, like, kind of like what you were saying, like, that's when you got to ask those hard questions. Like, if you find yourself, and this is coming from personal experience, like I don't know it all. I like to definitely say that.
No, fuck no, I don't know everything at all either.
Just out here freaking throwing darts at a ceiling fan, essentially. But sometimes I hit, and one of the things that helped me was like recognizing that like I was kind of down in life for a minute. Like I didn't know where I wanted to go. I didn't have like a very strong vision that I fully believed in myself. And you guys were joking off camera before this, Cody Goggins, but nowhere near David Goggins, but I definitely be quoting him a lot, and I'm super inspired by him. But one of the things he always says is go sit in a dark room and figure out what the fuck you want to do, who you want to be, and then that's creating the vision right there, essentially. And I like the dark room because it's like there's no external information coming in, no light, no pictures, nothing that. So you're just sitting there thinking, and you get to choose. You get to choose what you want to be, essentially.
Yeah.
Like that's the cool thing about it. It doesn't have to be something incredibly huge. It doesn't have to be like super big mansion, Ferraris. Like if that's not what you're into, it doesn't have to be that.
And I think you got to be selfish when you're choosing.
You got to, because you got to know yourself. Yeah. That's essentially
you got to do it for yourself.
Yeah, and that's a part of like asking the hard questions. I think is like knowing you. And like, what is going to motivate you to do those daily tasks, like you said? And so, like, some people aren't motivated by the same things other people are motivated by.
No, you got to find what actually motivates you and stick by it and know that shit motivates you and come back around to it every time you feel unmotivated, discouraged.
Right.
Like, you got to have something in your back of your mind that kind of like lights that fire every time you feel discouraged.
Facts.
And it's like, it's hard to find. Like, for me personally, like, it was a lot of crying by myself, like, fucking wondering what the fuck I need to do, like, what is going on with me, kind of thing. Mm-hmm. And it's just, like, times with that kind of make you learn. And if you don't learn from it, then eventually you will. Yeah. I think not everybody fucking realizes that when it's happening. But it's like, I'm grateful that I realized when I did, and it's just like it changed my mindset, and it's just like, okay, it was a lot of times alone by myself, so it's just like I got to figure it out myself,
Mm-hmm.
and it's hard. Like, you know, fucking, it doesn't come to you right away, like you said. You're not gonna figure it out overnight either.
Yeah.
And it's just like the shit that you experience is like, you know, you got to learn from everything. Try to learn from it, because if you don't, then you just kind of, I fucking forgot the word I was just about to say. God damn it.
Give you a minute.
Yeah, I won't remember it.
No.
Yeah, it'll throw me way off now. No, yeah, you just got to remember it's like why you're doing things, and you got to figure out what you want to do though.
Yep.
First before you wonder.
Yep.
But asking yourself questions is probably a big step towards it.
Yeah, I think it's huge because it allows your vision to change essentially, because you're gonna answer questions, and you're gonna think you want one thing, and you're gonna go after that, and you're gonna realize that you don't want that thing, but there was something there connected to that thing that you kind of wanted. So it's like, how has your vision changed over time, if it has?
Honestly, the only thing that really has changed about my vision is like adapting to this when my situation changes, is just creating a vision for the situation that I'm in. But at the end of the day, I think I've always had the same vision.
What is your vision?
Honestly, ever since like high school and stuff, like I was just like, bro, I don't know what it is, but I know one day I'm gonna make a lot of money. I'm gonna have a lot of money. That was my biggest vision.
Right.
Like, no lie.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know what or how I'm gonna do it, but this is what I'm gonna do.
Yeah.
And like having certain visions, like moving my family in with me and providing for them, was something that I had ever since like I was 17. And I always said, like, I don't know how I'm gonna do this, but I'm gonna do it, and I know it's gonna happen.
Yeah.
Fucking, it happened last year.
I'm gonna say you're doing it.
And it's just fucking working, staying consistent. Like, that's all it was. It was just working and believing. I never knew how I was gonna do it.
Right.
And I'm doing it. But I think having that fucking vision of just like the ultimate picture just keeps me from working hard. Like, I just work. I work hard.
Yeah.
And I stay consistent with everything that I do, because at the end of the day, I know what I want. Like,
yeah, so
and I'm not a school guy, so I didn't go to school. So
Yeah,
I got to work harder than other people, that, potentially got a degree and get paid more right away. But, everyone has their own little struggle, that whatever on their journey. But
yeah, I was about to say too, because like, your vision was like to have a lot of money, but like I know you, and so like, I mean, this is just kind of an assumption, but probably is true. Like the reason to have a lot of money is so you can provide for your
provide
family.
and help, yeah.
Yeah.
And then that has changed a little bit, because now I want, like, Blaze Buddz, like, now I want to help other people.
Right.
And really, money isn't my goal now. Like, my goal is to help people now.
Yeah.
And that's how my vision has changed from the time I was 16 to the time I was 21, 22.
Yeah.
Now I'm 24. Now I just want to help people.
Yeah.
And I want to try and help people. I can't really do anything for anybody.
Yeah.
But I just want to share perspective and try to help people now.
Put yourself out there.
Yeah, and I think that's what I'm here for. That's what I'm meant to be here for. And so I've gotten little feedback from friends and stuff in here that my shit helps and shit. And it's like I get a lot of feedback from people that don't even know you, and it's just like, yo, that dude's fucking dope. He seems dope. What the fuck?
That's dope.
And it's just like, he's pretty dope.
Yeah, we talk about that.
Yeah, and it's funny, and it's like, even like a homie Big Toke, he's like, dude, I want to meet that motherfucker.
Yeah.
Fucking like 3 months later, he
Shouts
comes
Big
down.
Toke.
Yeah, fucking
Great
A.
guy. Yeah, no, I think honestly that's one of the places we certainly align. Is like, when I was young, I was in a situation I didn't want to be in, and I related it to not having money. And I was like, all right, bet, like, I'm gonna get that money one day. And it was just like, over time was just like, still want that money. Really, like, I started to learn after, like, I started getting some more money and like having my own situation happen. And you start like getting out of that situation where it's not check to check, and you get some money saved up and shit, and it's like, all right, bet it's not just money that I want. Like, I mostly wanted like stability in my life. I wanted like to not be late to things. I wanted cleanliness, like, which I guess, like, in my mind when I was young,
Yeah,
like,
shit that you don't like about yourself growing up, kind of stuff.
yeah, it's like
that
I
you just look
symbolized as money, because it was like, oh, like, all these really rich people on TV have nice, clean houses, big ass houses and shit. But then it's like, really, like, I guess, yeah, too, like, I was like kind of gearing my music that direction, and almost letting like that influence me in a way that like I just wasn't genuine to me. So then, like, that's when I like kind of had my like hiatus, like stopped making music
Yeah.
for a minute. Like I never really stopped. I was always writing and developing, but then I just kind of realized like I want to help people. I want to take my experiences and put them out there for people
Yeah.
to hear, and hopefully they help. And I've had feedback say like you said, and that's
Yeah.
kind of the thing that keeps pushing me to do that.
Yeah,
It's like
and
the
that's
feedback.
obviously what it's like. Obviously, helps us click a little bit more is that you're trying to push the same message just in a different way of content.
Yep.
And I think that was big for me when it's like we met each other and shit. Like obviously developing our fucking thinking and stuff. It was just like shit. We kind of want the same shit at the end of the day.
Yeah, I definitely want to help people realize that if they're in a dark place, that they can get out of it, and that's why I think vision is super important. Because, like we've kind of harped on a couple of times, it's just we were in a dark place, and it's like I didn't want to be there no more. I created this image for myself, and then I just went towards that. Like you have to know exactly what it is you want, and until you and I'd like to think to let you know too, like it's okay if you don't know exactly what you want, but like shoot for a couple broad things, like that way you're at least going towards something. That way at the end of the day you can say like, okay, I'm closer to that thing that I've been like trying to shoot for. And if you realize you don't like it, that's cool. Like shoot for another thing. Like try all the different things that you like, but then it went on the things that you do like, then you can start getting specific. Then you're like, no, like I want this amount of money, or I want this many songs made, or I want to make this many songs with this emotion in it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
like
yeah.
with this message in it. So then it's like, rather than just like, I want to make a song.
And then when
That's
you
kinda-
know what you want, when you create that little vision for you, I feel like that state of mind, that mindful, just that creativity just starts flowing. You start to
Yep.
think and diagnose ideas of how can I do
Yep.
this? How am I going to do that? I'm going to do that.
Yep.
And then it's kind of crazy. It makes yourself think.
Yeah.
Like,
I agree. No,
Yeah.
you have to just start asking those questions.
Yeah.
Like I said, dark room.
Yeah.
Sit in a dark room and ask yourself them questions.
yeah.
And, yeah, or just sit and close your eyes, whatever that may be. But just start thinking about it.
No distractions.
If you
Just
if you
focus on
don't
your
think about
thoughts.
it, if you don't think about it, maybe start thinking about it. That's
All in
my
all,
advice.
it comes down to
That's
your
my
thoughts,
advice. Yeah.
basically. The way you're going to think about it.
Were there any people along the way that influenced you in your vision that you saw and you were like, dang, I kind of want to be like that?
Not exactly. No, not really. I was just
No
like, I just
athletes. You
wanna
were
be
never
myself.
like,
I mean, I wanted to be a professional baseball player,
right.
or I think that was it.
Yeah.
That was it. Like, I want to be a professional baseball
Yeah.
player, or I want to be rich. Like, that was
Yeah.
it. And that was it, bro. Like, just listening to music and stuff. Obviously, everybody's influenced by music. Listen to like Wiz and Burner, dude, in like high school.
Yep.
I remember listening to Burner, nobody like knowing who he was. Everybody was like, dude, turn this shit off. All the time, every time I played it, bro. Even sometimes now.
You never
like,
told me that. That's
some
funny.
people don't know who he is. But everybody's just like, dude, turn this shit off. I don't even know who this is. Oh, fuck you, man. Whatever, you know. But ever since then, I just like always liked his message and stuff like that, and like discovering Dizzy Wright and stuff.
Yeah.
I think it was mainly Dizzy Wright and Burner who kind of influenced me to just, do your shit. And then I started seeing Burner, come up with this cookies brand and stuff, and I was just like, one day I was just like, dude, it'd be kind of cool to like invent something, And then it's just like I kind of always wanted to be like Burner. I just knew I didn't rap. I wanted. He has a message. I just also too that he influences people in the way he inspires people too.
Right.
Just different kind of message. And I was just like, I kind of want to do something like that. And I think maybe he's probably been my biggest inspiration, honestly, just because of how dependent he is.
Yeah.
And I feel like I'm pretty dependent and just hardworking as well. And,
Independent.
yeah, fucking dependent.
That's funny. I thought you were gonna fix it on the second one.
No.
I'm pretty dependent.
Autocorrect.
That's what's up.
For not letting you just rock it.
Yeah.
No, but yeah, dude. That was probably my biggest inspiration and influence. And then, like I said, that one day I was just like, I want to create something. It'd be cool to create something. And then when I thought about doing this Buddz stuff, it was one of my friends that actually hit me up. He's like, bro, remember when you said you wanted to create something like a company or a brand? And I was just like, yeah, I do now. I didn't remember till then.
Right.
I was just like, I do remember. That was dope. And he's like, yeah, dude, this is dope. And that was just when I first made my first couple t-shirts,
Yeah.
2 years ago, whatever, year and a half ago. And I always thought, like, gotta stick with it, you know, just because I see how I can develop it. And anything can develop, obviously, if you stick with it.
Yep.
But that was probably my biggest influence, just because how independent they are.
Yeah. That's funny.
But, yeah, that's probably my biggest influence, honestly. Burner and Dizzy Wright.
That's tight. That's cool.
Yeah, so if there's anything you would tell anybody who's struggling with vision, something else other than what you said, kind of to take that initiative step, say they wanted to do it tomorrow, like, all right.
Like,
What would
all
you
right, like
say?
I want to create a vision tomorrow or today.
Yeah,
even.
or create an outline for them.
Okay, yeah. Specifically not tomorrow, because I'm all about today, because we don't know if tomorrow's going to come. So if you do want to create a vision, like the best time to start is now. Just ask yourself that question, like, where do you want to be in life? What do you want to do? If you don't know, that's okay, because now you just ask that question, and now you know you don't know. So now maybe, like, I don't know, research yourself. Like, you got to ask yourself a question. What do you like? Do you like to cook? Do you like to play sports? Do you like fitness? Do you like to read? Are you into fighting? Are you into dancing? Are you into the Olympics, like gymnastics? Like, there's all kinds of things that you can pursue in those. You may not be an Olympian, but like you might be able to write for the Olympics or something like that. Like, you might be able to go watch the events and get paid for it someday. But you're gonna have to like take very small steps day to day to start going towards that. But so just know that like your bigger things that come to mind are possible.
Yeah,
So don't
take
like
small steps to get there.
Yeah, so don't like shut yourself down if you come up with something you're just like, oh, I could never. Oh, I want to lose that much weight. That's not possible. That's really not possible. It's like, whether you think you can or whether you think you can't, super famous quote, you're right.
Yep. Touche.
So
Touche.
I believe in you. Start asking yourself those questions.
Take small steps. Self-evaluate.
Facts.
Stay high. Stay motivated. Stay happy.
And
Thanks
that's a
for
wrap.
watching.
Episode 4. I'm Cody.
And I'm Raul.
I'm a money making, meditating, marathon minded, musically inclined human being. I'm a
Blaze Buddz.
And don't forget to check out our shop at
BlazeBuddz.com.
We got new sweaters. We got the new blue.
Check out the blue and the
We
green
got
and the blue.
t-shirts. We got beanies coming for the
Soon.
winter.
Protect your ears. But check out our Instagram at BlazeBuddz.com and Blaze Buddz Clothing. Thanks for watching episode 4. Stay high, stay motivated, stay happy.